What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we're back at it again, answering more questions and another time, which is now from you guys in another For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what?
Ben903 has done. His question is, what's the deal with the new Genestealers? What are your thoughts on them?
I think at first I didn't like the way that they looked. They looked off. There's something not cool about them. They look kind of like Stranger Things like.
Yeah.
But the lore behind it is dope.
Yeah, so basically these are the Genestealers that the Hive Mind has sent out, and they don't want them reintegrated back to the Hive.
And that makes them more, like, it makes sense why they look so weird. They look all, like, decrepit and, like...
Gaunty, almost like starving, feral.
And, I mean, because of that, I like it. Now, the problem with new lore in 40K I've noticed throughout the many years that we've been playing is that we get little paragraphs or little sentences about the lore, and then they don't really, like, expand on them. This isn't even for 40K, though. It's for Necromunda.
Right.
So, are we going to get rules for them? Who knows?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the problem with a lot of things. Like, we'll get a sentence or two about a certain specific lore, and then it's up to our imagination. And then that's when we get mad because we create these theories in our minds of what certain things are, and then they turn out to be different. Like, you know.
The Exorcist chapter.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's like, no, we wanted them to be Grey Knight successors and all that kind of stuff. But the models themselves look cool once you know that they are... Can I say the R word?
I don't think so. They're not wanted, to put it safely.
Not that they... Never mind.
Yeah, they're unwanted by the Hive Mind. You play them with the Genestealer cult.
Yeah.
In Necromunda.
Which I didn't like those guys.
Yeah, I mean, but the Genestealer cults have something really cool that is happening in the new codex that's coming out, and that's that one of their detachments allows you to play 50% of your army guard.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a new way to play Imperial Guard. Mm-hmm. When's that coming out?
Really soon. I don't think they said when in the article, but yeah, really soon. It's the Genestealer cults and the Sisters of Battle that are coming out with the codex next.
Cool. Thanks for the question. The next one comes from Say Rourke. I almost bought into this hobby before all this stuff happened. Glad I waited. LOL. Yeah, the quicker you can get your friends into 40K, the better, because the longer they wait, the more expensive it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And it's not like you can't, like once you gotten bit by the 40K bug, it stays with you, man. And I think the reason for that is that 40K is different than any other hobby in that you invest your time, energy like no other game. Mm-hmm. So if you're sitting there for hours painting minis, building minis, it's going to be harder for you to justify saying, I'm going to not play this anymore. Yeah. Usually it's like the friends stop wanting to play. But even right now, because that's what is happening to our group, there's still a part of me that looks at my Imperial Fist and think like, oh, I can't wait to play.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very interesting because, like, again, like you said, it takes two people to play, and it takes a lot for both people to be on the same page to play. That's why oftentimes you have to go to, like, a game store to actually get a game in, because there you have people that have already invested the time, the money, the effort, the lore, the painting, and all that to get these armies up and running.
And it's also really good to get, like, your friends involved because it creates, like, this... I know usually people say this is bad, but like a shouting tunnel, mm-hmm. where like you're kind of just talking to each other about this like really nerdy niche game, but it makes it even better because like you have something special with that friend group. So you start your own personal group chats that devolve into something completely different that we're not going to talk about. But yeah. Next question.
This one is kind of on the same topic. But, well, I'll just get into it. This one's by Warlord Gruktak. I want to try joining the 40K universe, but god damn it, the price. It's even more expensive in my country because of the different currency. Maybe one day. So the thing that I would say if you feel that this hobby is too expensive, which it is there are people that you can just pay to get these armies. Like if somebody's trying to sell the Tau army and you're looking to get into a Tau army, they'll probably sell it at a discount. And not just that, but you already have a fully playable army that you don't have to like build and paint. It's like done and ready.
Yeah, true. So if you have a Games Workshop store in your area, I know you said if you're from a different country, but like here in the U.S., shopping around the garage sales in that area, every now and then you'll find some pretty good deals where the mom or the parents are throwing away kids or the toys that the parent or that the kid got. They don't know that it's 40K stuff and it's really really expensive. I've had many dreams of finding entire armies for like a couple $100. But even if you go to your local gaming stores, we have one nearby, a hobby shop that did like a garage sale style event.
Yeah.
So buying things in bulk usually lets you save, like you said.
Yeah, not just that, but like Craigslist, eBay, that's another avenue to explore.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's going to be a little bit cheaper, or maybe you'll see different things that like they don't carry or you wouldn't see at your local gaming stores.
I remember too, on the topic of you being from a different country, UK, no, the prices of Australia compared to the US were crazy. Because Games Workshop, the shop used to let you change the little currency thing according to where you were. And yeah, it was ridiculously expensive in Australia. I don't know if it's like that anymore.
Yeah, maybe because it was like the tariffs or shipping or something. But yeah, it was almost like twice as much.
I remember when I went to Poland, I bought an entire starter set for Age of Sigmar because it was just so cheap. So it's weird how things, work. But yeah. Good question. And next one comes from the big one. Does man actually have free will, or is free will merely an illusion as man must act with the most strict limits set by morals, ethics, legal, social, societal, and sometimes religion, expectations, conditions, and constraints? I think like that's being revised more, right? And the big one, this is a surprising question considering the other questions you've given us. Do you think that there's free will in, I guess we could put it in the context of 40K?
Oh, no way. I did a 15-page thesis on this in college, so I know all about free will, and nobody has it.
Yeah. I think the biggest influence in 40K as far as holding people back and making that stagnant, grimdark universe is the religious aspect of 40K. Even though sometimes when you read the lore, you can still worship the God Emperor in different ways. That's what the Promethean cult is and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I think that is the biggest societal pressure, religion, in 40K.
Because you always hear, oh, we're going to tell the Inquisition on you, or Inquisitor, this guy right here, all the memes.
Yeah. On top of the fact that it's what is it called when it's military-based, like, world or society? Whatever that is. Like, it's basically everything that you do is for the war. Kind of like during World War II, where like everything was somehow touched by World War II. So
yeah, and it also depends on like the planet where you're from. Like obviously agri-worlds are going to have a different type of like law set, and then like a penal colony and stuff like that. So it all depends. You could be praising the Emperor one way and be perfectly fine, and then go to a different planet and praise the Emperor in that same way, and you can be condemned to death.
True. Good question, though. Big one.
Guild of Noobs. Which is one food or meal in the 40K universe that you would like to try and eat? And also, could orcs be bred as an infinite food source and solve world hunger?
Yeah, to answer the orc question, yes. Orcs can definitely feed themselves. That's kind of what they are. So it's the fungus that grows the squigs, the grots, the gretchen, and the orcs. The orcs eat everything from the bottom. So it's like a hierarchy. Think of the food pyramid. What's at the top of the food pyramid? Sugar?
Isn't it like sweets, fats,
something like that,
saturated oils? Imagine
if the top of the pyramid ate everything at the bottom, and then the ones at the very bottom, which would be like the squigs, eat themselves. Orcs eat themselves.
Yeah, that's why orcs can basically survive and thrive in pretty much any environment. Leave just a single orc alive, in like a couple of years you'll have like a squad of like feral orcs.
One of my favorite pieces of orc lore is an orc No, sorry, a squig pie, which is basically just a cheeseburger made with all pieces of orcs, because the lettuce is the algae that can grow from the fungus. The meat is obviously like squigs, the tomato, like everything comes from an orc, even the bread, fermented squig skin or some shit like that. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would try that. I mean, because who's to say, not only did I just eat a Xenos, I ate like 16 different one of them.
Yeah. They also have Fenrisian ale. I don't like beer. I think beer is gross, but if I'm in the 40K universe, I'm going to drink Fenrisian ale.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking of mead, because mead is like sweet, right? It's like sugary.
Yeah. Yeah, Fenrisian ale doesn't kill humans, right?
No, I'm pretty sure they still drink it.
Okay.
But I mean, at the same time, like Fenrisian, like tribesmen are kind of like tougher humans, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be a tough guy by drinking Fenrisian ale. And then the last question.
I got one by Ed Handel. Would you guys rather piss out a golf ball or shit out a watermelon?
Oh, that's a tough one. The watermelon is like the crust is hard, right?
Yeah.
And it's a regular size seedless watermelon that you would buy at like the grocery store?
I would think so. I think I want to say watermelon because I've heard how much a gallstone?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
Passing a gallstone? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, gallstone.
Yeah, like how much that hurts. So imagine a golf ball size one. Like, I'm done.
I know, but I think you could always have surgery to get rid of those, can't you?
I think so, yeah.
Can you have surgery to remove a watermelon from your lower intestine?
I don't, because you'd have to open up too much of you to get there.
I think, I think I would choose the watermelon. Because I feel like you could also just stick something up there and like rip it
blend
up.
it?
Yeah, blend it. Then you're just pooping out a watermelon smoothie. So yeah.
There you go.
Those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. It's been the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And we are out.
Oh, I used to put my freedom first.